I sometimes like to talk about articles I read in the American magazine Equus. I guess I'll have to call this a review, not to compromise any copyrights. And I guess it is a review too, because I say what I think about it. It's from the July issue. They have a beautifully laid out article, and this is something I really like, that they quite often use retro-inspired illustrations for their articles. This is about common biases that hurt performance. It's not just about thinking yourself a winner and how to do that. It's written by Janet L. Jones, and she's a professor emerita on brain processes. She talks about the self-serving bias. So now we're going a bit deeper than the usual pep talk. And the self-serving bias could be said that it's when you only remember the good things and you think yourself responsible for only the good things, instead of noticing the little errors you must have made somewhere along the way. Fundamental attribution error is another one of those biases. It's when you tend to put people in categories for what you see in an instant that might be a very erroneous instant for that person, critical, and she behaves perhaps in a way you think, this woman, oh, she's so cushy, she just rides right over me. Perhaps she wasn't in very much control. And the bad horse, good horse fallacy is not really only about that there are no bad horses, it's just us that can't handle them. It's more like that you get surprised by something that happens that gets the horse distracted, perhaps, and you don't see that. You only think that something happened with the horse. The availability heuristic is quite interesting. I hope I pronounced it correctly. It's about the little pathways our brains make when we think of something, and when we think of them often, those little pathways become motorways, and that becomes if we think like as this illustration says, a bucking horse that will throw us off and will hurt ourselves. If we think of that often, we get a bucking horse. Instead, if we think that, oh, this arena is smooth and nice and there's plenty of space, if I fall off, I won't hurt myself. I suppose the horse wouldn't buck either. I guess that's the message. She finishes off with talking about the blind spot, which is more or less that we think that we have no biases because we've read this article and we know now, but she also says that scientists have identified nearly 200 biases in the so-called normal brain. So we shouldn't be too confused or too sorry if we have any biases of this. But the thing is that we can control them in a way, or at least we can think of our biases, and we know that they are self-made, and we can create other thoughts, so we could use our brains a bit better for our performances.